Are you tired of standard e-bikes that lack that head-turning motorcycle flair and raw street presence? Today, we are diving into the ultimate moped-style electric bikes that will completely transform your daily commute. Stick around until the end, because the bike that took my #1 spot completely shattered my expectations of what an e-bike in this class can actually do. 7. QuietKat Lynx. The QuietKat attempts to blend rugged off-road capability with that classic cafe racer aesthetic. When I first got my hands on this model, I was immediately struck by its aggressive stance and the massive hub motor sitting in the rear wheel. It certainly looks the part of a premium moped-style e-bike, featuring a sleek, integrated battery design and a heavy-duty frame that feels like it could survive an apocalypse. The initial visual impression is incredibly strong, setting high expectations for what this machine can actually do on the pavement and the dirt. Getting it out on the road, the Lynx definitely delivers a serious punch when you hit the throttle. The power delivery is immediate, and you can feel the torque pulling you forward with the kind of aggression you would expect from a high-end off-road brand. I took it down a few local trails and some unpaved back roads, and the fat tires did an admirable job of soaking up the loose gravel and minor bumps. It has the raw muscle to get you up steep inclines without breaking a sweat, which is a major plus if you live in a hilly area. However, my time testing the Lynx quickly revealed some significant drawbacks that hold it back from placing higher on this list. First and foremost is the sheer weight and bulk of this machine, which makes it incredibly cumbersome to maneuver in tight city spaces or if you ever need to pedal it without battery assistance. It feels less like a nimble e-bike and much more like a heavy, unpowered motorcycle the second you run out of juice. 6. Retrospec Valen Rev Plus. The Retrospec leans heavily into a vintage moto-inspired look while trying to keep things relatively affordable. Unboxing and assembling this bike, I appreciated the distinct styling cues, from the elongated banana-style seat to the retro headlamp that gives it a very nostalgic vibe. It is designed to turn heads, and during my test rides around town, it absolutely succeeded in getting people to ask questions about it. On paper, it boasts a very respectable spec sheet for its price category, aiming to be the perfect entry-level moped e-bike. On the straightaways, the Valen Rev Plus provides a decent amount of pep, allowing you to cruise comfortably at city speeds. The pedal assist engages smoothly enough, and the fat tires give you a nice, wide contact patch that makes you feel planted and secure on smooth asphalt. I enjoyed taking it down beachfront paths and well-paved bike lanes, where the sheer style of the bike really shines. For casual, short-distance cruising on a sunny Sunday afternoon, it offers a fun, laid-back experience that matches its retro aesthetic perfectly. But once I started pushing the Valen Rev Plus past those ideal, pristine conditions, the flaws became glaringly obvious. The most critical issue I encountered during my testing was the painfully stiff suspension system, or rather, the lack of adequate shock absorption. Every single pothole, crack in the pavement, and uneven transition sent a harsh jolt directly up my spine. The vintage-style seat, while looking fantastic, offers almost zero ergonomic support and lacks the necessary padding to make up for the rigid frame, making rides longer than 20 minutes genuinely uncomfortable. I also ran into significant disappointments regarding the battery performance and range. While testing the bike on my standard commuting loop, I found the battery draining much faster than the manufacturer's estimates suggested, especially when relying heavily on the throttle. 5. Himiway C5. This bike immediately impressed me the moment I pulled it out of the box, because it genuinely blurs the line between an electric bicycle and a full-blown electric motorcycle. The frame geometry is incredibly aggressive, and the build quality feels remarkably robust, indicating that Himiway didn't pull any punches during the design phase. It has a commanding presence that makes you feel incredibly confident before you even turn the key to power up the massive display. What truly sets the Himiway C5 apart during my hands-on testing was the absolutely phenomenal suspension setup. Unlike the rigid experiences I had with lower-ranked bikes, the The C5 features a motorcycle-grade full suspension system that eats up rough terrain for breakfast. I purposely rode this bike through some of the most degraded, pothole-ridden industrial roads in my area, and it simply glided over obstacles that would have rattled my teeth out on other models. The level of comfort achieved here is a massive leap forward and entirely transforms the riding experience. Power delivery on the C5 is both smooth and exhilarating, thanks to its highly capable rear hub motor. When you twist the throttle, there is no jerky hesitation. It just pulls you forward with a steady, relentless wave of torque. I found that it maintained top speeds effortlessly, even when carrying my heavy camera gear in a backpack. It genuinely feels like a miniature motorcycle, allowing you to flow with city traffic safely, rather than feeling like a slow-moving obstacle on the side of the road. The battery capacity is another massive win for the Himiway C5, completely eliminating the range anxiety I experienced with lesser models. Number 4. Electric Bike Company Model J. The first thing you need to know about the Model J, and what blew me away during my testing, is the unparalleled level of customization available. Before this bike even arrived, I was able to go online and select every single color detail, from the frame to the grips to the rims, making it a truly one-of-a-kind machine. Knowing that this bike is fully built and inspected in the USA adds a layer of quality assurance that is often missing from mass-produced competitors overseas. Out on the road, the Model J provides one of the most refined and elegant riding experiences in the moped-style category. The motor is incredibly quiet, almost completely silent, yet it delivers a surge of power that gets you up to cruising speed effortlessly. I spent hours riding this bike along scenic coastal routes, and it felt like gliding on a cloud. The pedaling ergonomics are surprisingly good for a moped-style frame, meaning you can actually contribute to the momentum comfortably instead of just relying entirely on the motor. The attention to detail on the Model J is what really justifies its premium status. Everything from the immaculate paint job to the premium vegan leather seat screams high-end craftsmanship. During my review period, I constantly caught myself just staring at the bike parked in my garage, admiring the classic, swooping lines of the frame. It seamlessly blends vintage motorcycle aesthetics with ultra-modern electric bike technology in a way that feels organic rather than forced or gimmicky. Safety and control were clearly major priorities for the electric bike company, and it shows in the performance. The hydraulic brakes on this model are spectacularly responsive, providing incredible stopping power even when I was flying down steep suburban hills. 3. EUYBike S4. This is a machine that completely shattered my expectations regarding performance for the price. When I first looked at the specifications for the S4, I was skeptical that a bike in this price bracket could actually deliver, but testing it completely changed my mind. The design is sleek, utilizing a distinctive tubular frame that looks like a custom-built scrambler motorcycle straight out of a custom shop. It has a raw, utilitarian edge to it that makes it look fast, even when it is just sitting perfectly still on its kickstand. When it comes to sheer speed and acceleration, the EUYBike S4 is an absolute rocket ship that puts a massive smile on your face. Hitting the throttle on this bike produces an immediate, forceful surge of torque that easily outpaces bikes that cost twice as much. I took it out to a long, empty stretch of industrial road to test the top speed, and it reached its maximum velocity with shocking ease. It has the kind of power that makes you feel incredibly secure when you need to quickly accelerate out of a tricky traffic situation. The comfort level on the S4 is surprisingly high, largely due to the massive plush moped-style seat that accommodates riders of various sizes. I spent an entire Saturday running errands and exploring the city on this bike, and I never experienced the fatigue or soreness common with standard bicycle saddles. The dual suspension system works in perfect harmony with the fat tires to smooth out the ride, allowing you to hop off curbs and tackle uneven dirt paths without hesitation. It feels incredibly planted and stable at high speeds, which is crucial when you are moving this fast. 2. Ride1Up REVV. This bike has taken the e-bike community by storm. And after spending a month riding it daily, I can confirm that the hype is absolutely real. The Rev 1 doesn't just look like a motorcycle. It is engineered with the soul of one, featuring a massive double crown fork and a reinforced frame that screams high performance. From the moment you swing your leg over the seat and grab the heavy-duty grips, you know you are in for a completely transformative riding experience. The Ride1Up REVV features a multi-class system that allows you to unlock its true potential for off-road use. And let me tell you, this thing is a monster. When I toggled it into its unrestricted mode on private property, the acceleration literally pushed me back into the seat. It reaches speeds that completely blur the line between e-bike and light motorcycle, making it an absolute thrill ride every single time you hit the throttle. Yet, despite all this raw power, the power delivery is incredibly refined, predictable, and easy to manage even for newer riders. The suspension on the Rev 1 is arguably the best I have ever tested in this specific class of e-bikes. The front dual crown fork combined with the rear shock creates an incredibly plush, floating sensation over even the worst terrain. I intentionally sought out the deepest potholes and the roughest gravel tracks I could find, and the Rev 1 simply absorbed the impacts as if they weren't even there. This elite level of suspension combined with the thick, grippy tires gives you the confidence to lean heavily into corners and ride aggressively. 1. Yadea Trooper 01. From the second this bike was unboxed, it was clear that Yadea had created something entirely in a league of its own. The design is radically different, featuring a heavy-duty, exposed aluminum frame that looks like a futuristic military vehicle. It is hands down the most striking, head-turning e-bike I have ever ridden, commanding attention and respect everywhere I took it. The build quality on the Trooper 01 is completely unparalleled. It feels like an absolute tank. When you are riding this bike, there is zero rattle, zero flex in the frame, and a profound sense of solid, unyielding engineering beneath you. I put this bike through the most punishing tests imaginable, taking it off small drops, tearing through muddy trails, and navigating chaotic city traffic, and it handled every single scenario flawlessly. The full suspension system is perfectly tuned, offering a buttery smooth ride that eclipses everything else on this list. The motor and performance are simply sublime, offering a level of sophisticated power delivery that I have never experienced before. It utilizes a high-performance hub motor that provides immense hill-crushing torque, yet it remains incredibly quiet and smooth. The acceleration is incredibly fast, but it rolls on with a linearity that makes you feel in complete control at all times. Whether you are weaving through gridlock or opening it up on a long stretch of highway, the Trooper 01 performs with absolute effortless perfection. Yadea also knocked it out of the park with their battery technology, providing massive range and an incredibly smart power management system. During my extended review, I found that the battery outlasted my own endurance. I could ride for hours on end without the display dropping a single bar.